welcome to another episode of On a Legal Note by Carrie Geren Scoggins. A hot topic in the news today is Brandeis University having promised Miss HIRSI, women's rights activist, an honorary degree, and withdrawing their honorary degree due to her past exposing of Islam's genital mutilation and forced child marriages that in the United States is referred to as child molestation. The university cited that it violated their core values for her to speak against Islam. If the university takes state funds in any manner or is a state university, they cannot use core values as a cited source for discrimination. The core values ruling in the federal Supreme Court gave religious groups, religious universities, and individuals personal religious rights, the quote legal right to adhere to core values as a fundamental First Amendment right pertaining to religion. A secular university that receives state funds or a state university adhering to core values, censoring debate against Islam, is for all practical purposes making a legal statement that their university's core values is that of Islam and censoring opposition to Islam, which is, of course, state endorsement of religion, a separation of church and state violation. A state university cannot claim that religious debate against any particular religion violates their core values. State universities and those that take funds from the state have to adhere to the federal Supreme Court ruling. When the hate speech laws were overturned in the federal Supreme Court, the federal Supreme Court upheld the individual's right to legally debate the issues, our legal right to debate the issues, citing specifically Christians' legal rights to debate other religions such as Islam, and the Christians' legal right to debate homosexuality from the standpoint of Romans chapter 1 or any other biblical reference, and a legal right to debate any issue from any viewpoint. State universities and those that accept state funds, or any government entity, any government office, cannot violate this federal Supreme Court ruling, giving the individual citizen the legal rights to debate the issue, which of course upheld their First Amendment rights of freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and the freedom of speech rights is that of the legal right to debate the issue. Freedom of speech can be an offensive thing to some. Religious tolerance is expected, and tolerance of other viewpoints. It's freedom of speech straight across the board from both ends of the political spectrum, conservative or liberal, in which case includes the legal right to debate Islam or other religions. The state cannot bring in censorship of any form of debate. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech straight across the board, the legal right to debate any issue. No government entity, such as a state university or a university receiving government funding, or any government office, whether it be law enforcement or any other state entity, can violate one's First Amendment rights, the legal right to debate the issue, including that of Islam, or issues such as homosexuality, from any viewpoint, including that of the Christian viewpoint, or otherwise. It is the legal right to debate the issue, as upheld when the Federal Supreme Court overturned the hate speech laws. And of course, a government entity cannot claim core values because the core values ruling was the legal right to adhere to religious core values. If a state entity is claiming a religious core value, that's state endorsement of religion. In this case, it would be the state endorsement of the religion of Islam by this university. One would think that a university would have a better grasp of the First Amendment rights of their students and those outside the university, such as this women's rights activist, supporting their legal rights to debate any issue, including that of the religion of Islam. Freedom straight across the board. Freedom for the conservative, freedom for the liberal, and everything in between. The freedom to express any viewpoint without censorship. In the United States, we do not censor opposing viewpoints, as this is Marxism. Karl Marx supported collectivism, working for the, quote, collective good, having a border bureau deciding what people could or could not say, as what they thought worked for the collective good, which impeded the civil rights and the rights of the individual, as opposed to Thomas Jefferson, which supported the rights of the individual as opposed to the collective good, because as he said, when they work for the collective good, the rights of the individual are, quote, squelched out. This university's lack of respect for those with an opposing viewpoint to theirs, to still have the freedom of speech rights that they themselves enjoy, is more proof of liberal Democrats in today's society refusing to accept that others can have an opposing viewpoint to theirs without being censored. It was the liberal Democrats, Obama-Pelosi, hate speech laws that were overturned in the Federal Supreme Court, ending censorship in the United States. Our laws are not that of the United Nations nor the European Union. We do not have hate speech laws in the United States. We do not have censorship. We do not have the anti-blaspheming laws, making it illegal to debate Islam. The anti-blaspheming laws in the United Nations being that of censorship, making it illegal to speak against Islam, the Quran, or Muhammad. In the United States, we have freedom of speech on every issue, every topic, straight across the board from every end of the political spectrum and religious spectrum, which includes the freedom of religious to debate. Again, universities taking state money cannot claim core values, claiming a religious core value of a specific religion, such as that of Islam, because that is state endorsement of religion. The women's rights activist has the full legal right to debate the issue of Islam and their tactics openly and freely without being discriminated against by a state university for her beliefs. It's sad that liberal Democrats cannot get a good grasp on what freedom of speech is. It brings back the adage, you are not a libertarian until you support the legal rights of those that you despise. In this case, it's the legal right to debate the issue from an opposing viewpoint. The liberal Democrats want to censor any opposing viewpoint, which of course is Marxism. Our federal Supreme Court overturned the hate speech laws due to the illegal censorship therein, some of which was an attempt at biblical censorship, religious censorship, and the attempt to censor religious debate, such as this women's rights activists exposing that of Islam, the legal right to debate other religions, the freedom to debate any issue from any topic from any perspective, straight across the board. Again, you are not a libertarian until you support the legal rights of those that you despise. In this case, it's a woman's rights activist exposing genital mutilation and child molestation through child marriage in Islamic countries, which she fully has the legal right to do. This has been another episode of On a Legal Note by Carrie Geren Scoggins. Look for more information at Carrie Geren Scoggins' political newsletter and Carrie Geren Scoggins' political newsletter, Bible Prophecy Times Edition, Facebook pages, and bloggers.